No?
This is like easy streams.
Yeah, okay. There is no. Now is audio,
Yeah.
but there is no
This map is
chat.
like. It's okay. What are the seed again? 18, 19, 18, 19.
14 and
14,
19.
18. 14, 19, yeah.
14, 19. Okay, there we go. RO32.
Well, there's music on stream. I don't think we're heard yet. I think you can honestly unmute us whenever, even like now would be fine.
You don't hear the. You don't hear nothing.
We don't hear it on Discord, no. It's on stream, but we don't have it on Discord.
Oh,
It's on stream? Okay, that should be good.
You can also hear us on stream, I just realized. Okay.
Oh no! Hello everyone! Welcome to the round of 32 6WC.
Wait, we're having technical issues. Give us one moment.
Give us one moment. It's okay. It's going to be fine. Everything is going to be fine. It's still the warm up. We are still chilling.
now I can see the chat log, but
Let's go. It's finally working. Everything working fine.
yeah, now it says bunch of
What
bot.
for?
Fuck me.
There's no chat. Yeah, we are trying to fix that. It's okay. This is our streamer Pixort. Sorry, how do I pronounce it?
Yeah, Pitsort.
Pitsort, yeah. And then alongside me is Foxy. Hello, Foxy.
Good morning, hello. We'll do intro in a little bit. We just need to fix up the stream. Oh my!
Oh my. It's okay. It's still warm ups, guys.
Oh no, ignore this.
Oh.
No, ignore. I'm just trying.
Let's go. Okay. It's okay.
But I really want to know if the chat is gonna show something. Oh,
All good.
I,
all good.
I will ask later the protects and bans, but they pick Nomad 4.
Yeah, the protect for Japan, no mod 2, Brazil, no mod 3.
Hold on.
And then
Oh,
the
okay.
bands.
Nomad 2, you said.
No mod 2 by Japan.
Where
And
is the
then
other
no
one?
mod 3 by Brazil.
Nomad 2, okay.
14.
Yeah, and then Hard Rock 1 Hard Rock 1 banned by Japan, Hidden 2 banned by Brazil, and no mod 4 pick by Brazil.
Hold on. Hidden 2?
Hidden 2 was from Brazil, not from Japan.
It says Brazil.
Yeah. Okay, never mind, I'm stupid, yeah, excuse me.
And Japan Banger. Where was it?
Hard Rock 1.
Hard Rock.
Hard Rock
Like,
one
I had to commentate for 2 hours earlier because the match fucking took forever. I'm like dead at this point.
It's okay. I understand.
Okay.
Alright, Banger, we're gonna get to the match now. Hello everyone, welcome.
Okay, that's too proper. Alright, welcome everyone to the 6WC round of 32. This is me, Voodoo Pickaxe, and Foxy as the co-commentator. Hello.
Hello. This is gonna be a fun match because the thing about both of these teams is both of them mostly play only their regional tournaments. You had 6-digit Japanese tournament, where a lot of the Japanese players got picked up. You had the Brazilian tournaments where a lot of these Brazilian players got picked up. So they're kind of in their own communities. You do have some names that players can recognize. You have Jotampa, who did insanely good on the pre-tourney events. You have Dotsefia, who got 28th overall in qualifiers. And then on the other side, you have players such as Yukiyama and the rest of their team as well. Especially, I will point out Mugenk and Rushigan for being really good players to support them. So that's the introduction for the stream that we have here for the teams. And yeah, we go into No Mod 4, which was picked by Brazil, which it does make sense. Japan is not the most comfortable tech team. They do still have a pretty good tech core. They do have Mugenk, obviously, and Yukiyama, who are pretty good on tech, but the rest of their team is not as much. So this pick does make a lot of sense, but we'll have to wait and see how it goes, as currently Brazil is in the lead by 100k with Lapins and Mayawi finding breaks here.
That's a trade coming in from Brazil and Japan. Elance wins Miyavi gonna break again, but Earl Grey break, another break coming from Japan again. So that's gonna be helping Brazil to maintain that advantage. Now it's about 250k-ish and growing to 300k. And we can see double, two guys having more than 98% accuracy and solid accuracies on the board overall, as we see another break coming in from Landprince and Shiumano. That's one FC down from Japan, only Yukiyama holding the FC. Very dire situation from Japan, but of course it's the first pick from Brazil. So this is pretty much something that is still okay if you are on the Japan team. Now we have music on the Discord. Let's go. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah.
And there we go. Oh, Lipe is going to be breaking at the high velocity streams right there. And also another break coming in from my Yave. But Dotsepia is still holding on with the FC. The number 28 on qualifiers performing at the number 4 here. The score lead is about 800k. Brazil already had it on their hands. And Dotsepia with the FC. What do you think, Foxy, of this map?
I mean, that's a bit FCing. It's not unexpected. They got a really good score on the Nomad 4 in qualifiers, getting 860k. And overall, are a really good tech players, so this is an expected score. And Brazil winning by 800k, completely expected. Japan did put up a good fight. They have some decent scores, especially coming in from Shiumano. But it just was not enough against the power of Dotsepia and Lipe Exer, who got the top scores on Brazil. With Starkeen and Lapins putting up a really good support for the two. As now we get into Japan's first pick, which Japan, I feel like, is going to go the exact opposite route of what Brazil's trying to do. Brazil's trying to do these kinds of really hard mechanic type maps. But I feel like Japan, especially with players like Yugiyama, Shiga, and Mugang to some degree, wants to go into these really gimmicky, like Hidden 2 Free Mod 1 type maps. I feel like, or not Free Mod 1, Free Mod 2. So I feel like we could be seeing Free Mod 2 get picked at some point in the match. I also do believe that we can see something such as Hard Rock 2, maybe even No Mod 1 with how weird that map is. So overall, this is going to be a very close one. I feel like the current pick is going to be Free Mod 2 from Japan, though.
So Free Mod 2 pick from Japan is a prediction from Foxy right here. If we do compare the scores, Japan having like 2.2 million at the free mods, but again, I don't remember about the easy being picked from Japan or not, so we just have to wait for their pick here, and that's gonna be the pick here from Japan Free Mod 2. Foxy really good with the predictions on this map.
I mean, it's AR8, it is Jade Star, so this map is kind of aim control-y as well. It does have those kinds of weird, linear-ish kinds of patterns that are pretty hard with Hard Rock and Hidden equally. I do feel like there's a high possibility we see an easy on this. I don't think there is an easy player or anyone who really wants to go easy too much, besides maybe Shiga, although I don't remember if they played easy in qualifiers. So while there's a chance that we see easy, and easy on this is not that difficult, I don't think we're going to, and I think instead we'll see the double Hidden plus a Hard Rock on the side of Japan, and then probably double Hard Rock and a Hidden on the side of Brazil, with most likely Sepia going Hard Rock, as they're a very comfortable precision player, which I would look out for on this map, because Brazil's not bad at precision by any means. Those two Hard Rock players are going to perform, and the two Hidden players on Japan are going to have to match them to a pretty big degree, so it's going to be about the remaining two players who's going to win this map.
This map is pretty renowned back then for being a very, very good Free Mod 2, because in the Hidden, it really tests your reading, and in the Hidden, if you play with Hard Rock, it really tests your precision. Like, it's a double-edged knife, this map. And also, there's the aspect of unpredictability in this map, because if you can FC this again and again with the Hard Rock, that's not really a guarantee that you will FC it again on the match, because this map is really, if you don't have the consistency to do your aim precision, you can just basically miss at any part of the map, basically.
Yeah, this map is pretty hard to be consistent on. It's not the longest thing in the world, to be fair. It's only 2.5 minutes, so getting some consistency is not impossible. But yeah, as Wooden mentioned, this map can be a little hard to be consistent on, especially in a match setting like this, where you're seed 14 against 19, which is a very close seeding matchup. This is, I believe, the third closest matchup, behind 16 and 17, obviously, and then 15 and 18. So this is a very close matchup that you have to perform in. The Brazilian players are gonna be as well a little stressed. They're the higher seed. They're expected to win this match. But Japan is no slackover. They're no sleeper. They're a very good team. So you do kind of still need to be on your toes when playing against them, especially on a map like this as we get into it. And Shiga actually does end up going easy.
Now it is very interesting to see how the easy mod will play out in this map. They have a 1.8 score multiplier at the end. So we just have to count the score when the map is finished, and we can see the first breaks coming in is from Mayavi from Japan and Lipe from Brazil. Mayavi holding on with a hard rock mod, and right now it's consolidating, but there's another break coming in from Brazil, another break coming in from Brazil. Landpins and Regis Nalin, one hard rock and one hidden player down, only Hyper holding on with the FC. Meanwhile, Japan has their 2 FCs out because Earl Grey does miss. Oh, that's Hyper down, and no more FCs coming in from Brazil. Japan is going to take the lead here. A third of the map.
Yeah, quick thing to note, easy is counted in this overlay, so this is the actual score that we're looking at, and Japan is winning by 150k. Very, very much dominating, especially with Shiga on that 98 point, almost 99% accuracy FC with that easy, which is just an insane score to be pulling out here, especially with Yukiyama. She's supporting very well here on this Prima too. And with Miyavi also having a pretty good support, 280k, with only Lapins really being able to combat the Japanese team here. Japan is looking very strong. The score lead grows to 400k, and Japan, 1/3 of the map left. They would need to collapse for Brazil to have a chance here. But currently that's not looking like it will happen. Regis Stalin does find a break. But 500k on the side of Japan, with Shiga putting up an insane easy score, is going to be sealing the deal for the most part, as Japan will most likely be taking their first point unless they have some insane collapse happen here.
It's just a quarter of the map left, and this part right here is not really that hard. It's very easy to be consistent at, and you can see Yukiyama and Shiga still holding on with the FC so dearly as we go into the burst section. 600k score difference by Japan. Japan has already sealed it right now, I think. Even if there is a collapse happening, Yukiyama does miss, but I don't think that's gonna make things different on the outcome of this map. Only Landpins holding on with a respectable combo with a hard rock and a respectable accuracy, but Japan has already had it in the bag. Foxy, go ahead. What do you think?
I mean, this was kind of an expected win for Japan. They were very much the favorites to win any type of gimmick map, and with Brazil banning Hidden 2, it does make sense. I will say, I think Shiga absolutely carried with the easy. That is around about 900k after easy multiplier, I believe. So that is an insane score. Also, when you see it on their combo, which I do hate to point out, but it is there. So now Brazil going back to being the picking team. Japan taking their first point on the board, not getting swept. Let's see how this one goes. I believe Brazil is going to be trying for more of this kind of mechanics abuse we saw with the No Mod 4. Something such as, for example, No Mod 2 is an option. You have things like both Hard Rocks being an option, or Hard Rock 2 because Hard Rock 1's banned. You have something like Free Mod 1 if you want to go into that, although again that is kind of risky because of Shiga's easy. And with that map being pretty simple, I wouldn't be surprised if we see an easy on it. You have the DT maps that are all open. So Brazil has the world open into their arms that they can embrace here with a lot of different maps that they can pick. My prediction here is probably going to be Hard Rock 2. They really like their Hard Rock. We just saw it with Lumpins with that Hard Rock score, who got 600k-ish, I believe. So they want to pick this Hard Rock. They want to go into this kind of high AR stuff. So I think it's going to be a Hard Rock 2, although they have a lot of options here open, I believe.
Oh, they actually go for No Mod 5, something that is different from our predictions.
That is like the one thing I was not expecting. That's like the gimmick, but that's something I thought Japan would pick.
I mean, it's very early, so...
True, but still, like, it's a gimmick map, it's rhythm. This is something I think Japan kind of excels on. But to be fair, Brazil did protect Nomad 3, and this is very ulti as well, and it does have a lot of mechanics in it, so this is not the worst pick, but it's definitely not something I was expecting this early on.
A very brave pick from Brazil, picking the much more rhythmic heavy map early on. I don't know, it will be interesting. Like, maybe the mindset of Brazil is that if we're confident on this map and we know they're also good at it, maybe we should pick it at the front. We should pick it like in the first maps of the match. So if we lose it, it's not going to be the end of the world. That is my thinking into it. I think, Foxy. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like that's entirely possible. I also don't think this is a bad pick, to be fair. It's definitely not one I expected, but it's definitely a decent pick still. So going into this, Brazil, I believe, is at a little bit of a disadvantage, but they're not a bad ult team at all. I also do believe they're missing Braya again from the looks of it.
Oh no!
I've looked at Braya's profile just now, last seen 7 days ago.
Oh
They're
no!
participating in this match.
That's very hard to have a player not playing in a match, especially in an important match like this. But then again, we see during the, I think it was, I forgot, no, what 4, they managed to win it. Sepia got a very good score. So it's not the end of the world for Brazil right here. They still can win in this match. They just have to hold on with what they have and perform at their best here.
Yeah, I mean, even without Braya, they still managed to get a seed 14, to be fair. And Braya, while being their best player, they are very good even without them. So as we get into this map, Earl Grey does not load in properly, I believe. No, the background's just gone.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah. That's just Osu having like seasonal
Yep.
backgrounds if they failed to take the background of the map. But we're going into this number 5, the Fascinating Cat's Eye by Niwashi, a very good jazz musician from Japan. And we can see everyone is actually very comfortable in this, Foxy.
Yeah, everyone's looking like mostly comfortable. We do see a few ag drops on the side of Brazil, mostly from Lipexer, with Adult Sepia making up for that by SSing, but the Japanese side not dropping below 98%, as I believe Bancho dies on itself. Uh-oh.
Bancho, no, not like this, not like this.
I believe this is a call for a panic button, at least from the looks of it. Oh, we're back, I think. Starkin, the only one playing. We have to play catch-up to the other players here. Yeah, it's probably just delayed because of Banjo. Oh, okay. Yeah, there we go. We're now catching up.
There we go. Yep. Oh, is that misrail? If that misrail, that will be the first miss coming in from this lobby. Hyper with a miss from Brazil right here. Not something what you want to see, especially because it is your map pick. Oh, that's another miss coming in from Lipe. Not something you want to see here if you're Brazil, because this is your map pick. This is something you gamble on, but Earl Grey does miss from Japan. Not the end of the world yet, as we're not getting into the hardest section of the map right here, Foxy.
Yeah, I mean, as we see another break from Lipiax, they're over-aiming that flow aim, and that is the double break from Brazil. While not a game-ending, especially if now Earl missing again, but Starkin trading that break as well. Now you just have Sepia, who, granted, is on 99.8% accuracy, but not find that slider break. And now Yukiyama and Miski, the two carries of Japan on an ultra map, are going to just run away with this score. These two players are currently just having the time of their life, especially Miski with that 97.2%. And they're going to most likely be taking this point here as they're just growing the score lead further. It's approaching 200k. What a performance here.
Even though with the Miski's miss right there, it's not going to matter. Japan are still holding on with the advantage. Yukiyama still holding on with the FC. One of the best players in the Japan roster right now. And into the ending of this map, Japan has already sealed it on the board. This is a mispick from Brazil, I believe. Very disheartening to see, but they are pretty brave to pick that map. But as what Foxy mentioned, this should be what Japan is going to pick, the Nomad 5. Something that is very similar to their skill sets of their team overall. And yeah, But then again, as I mentioned before, it's not the underworld if you're missing this early because it's still 1-2.
Yeah, not a position you want to be in, losing a breakpoint this early on, but it's not the end of the world. Brazil does still have comeback opportunities here. They can still pull something here, they can still try their best. This does open up the window of Hidden 1 and No Mods 3 for Japan, which is not something you want to open when one of those is your own Protect. But it is open now that Japan can pick into those maps if they really want to. Japan also has that No Mod 2 Protect on the board that they can go into. Japan overall just has a lot of options here as they go into their pick. I believe it could be something like Free Mod 1. It could be something like, again, No Mod 2, No Mod 3, either of those two maps. Or even Hidden 1, although Hidden 1 is a little risky as they go into No Mod 2 going into Ascension to Heaven here.
Very, very early picking that Protect. Very, very interesting development we see here from Japan. Probably they want to secure as big of a lead as they can. Remember, they are the lower seed here against Brazil. So that's a respectable choice here.
Yeah, I mean, I am a little surprised that Japan's protecting a mechanics map against Brazil of all things. I would have expected something like, for example, Hidden 2 or Free Mod 2 to get protected because they are far stronger on the gimmick than they are on mechanics. But I will say, the qualifiers did not really have no mod speed or this kind of 200 BPM tapping that we're seeing here. The closest that you can get, I believe, is the no mod 2 DT2 maps, but even then, those were not 200 BPM. This is not something we really saw. And Japan does have a very decent tapping roster, to be fair. They have players like Miyavi, they have Miski, Mugen, and of course Yukiyama, who are an insane tapping roster. They played the No Mod 2 in qualifiers, and their speed roster is even better as Miski and Mugen FC'd DT2. I believe Yukiyama just choked it. So they're a very good speed team, they're a very good high BPM tapping team, and this is definitely a good Protect. I am just a little surprised it's against Brazil, who's also a very good high BPM team, and outperformed them on the DT2, and I believe No Mod 2 as well.
It is very interesting. On paper, this can go on either side. Brazil having a very good roster as well. The DT2 FC by, I think, Joe Tampa and Lipe Expert. Meanwhile, getting about 3.3 million team score here, just beating Japan by 100k on the qualifiers. But then again, this map is different, so I am excited to see here, Foxy.
Yeah, we do see Shiga coming in as well, the more so reading specialist from the Japanese team, which I am a little surprised by seeing Shiga on a non-reading map, as they did appear to be the easy hidden low AR player. But we do see players such as Jatampa, Regisnine, and Starkin who are insanely good at these types of maps, especially as we saw with Jatampa in the pre-tourney events. We see Sepia breaking. Sepia not the most comfortable high BPM player, but we are still seeing as Japan is holding that quad FC. Not gonna matter too much, we're very early in the map here, but Japan taking an early lead here.
Right, so the map has shown its true colors as we see some few bursts here at the opening stages of the map. Japan holding on with about 10 to 20k score difference because of Sepia's break in the middle, but I think Sepia has already consolidated with their combos. They're recovering pretty well from that early mishap, probably just something like a tactical miss, but Star King right there, not something you want to see from Brazil. A miss at a third of the map, just before the slower section here, Foxy.
Yeah, missing before the slower section where Japan can just build up a lot of combo here. Especially considering Miski and the goddamn Miski and Mugen's accuracies being at 99% currently, with Jotampa as well. Jotampa is the kind of player that we're looking out for as the kind of a savior for Brazil here, with them holding 99% as well. So we are kind of just waiting to see what happens here after the slow section ends. Japan is still slightly in the lead, I believe.
Japan on the lead right now. On the stream it is 100k, but we have to see towards this section. This section is the most important part. We can't see it on the stream, I'm sorry. Yeah, there we go, right. Oh my god, okay. So it's being pulled by Brazil right now. For some reason, okay, there we go. Okay. Now it looks okay. So Japan 200k-ish as nobody breaking. Oh, that's 2 breaks coming in from Japan. That's actually huge, but still anything could happen. Japan still had those advantage. Brazil, they have the combos, but do they have the time? 90k, 80k, and it is slowing and slowing. Bancho does that kind of thing again and again, but you just have to see at the mid right here. Brazil finally getting this pick. Will Brazil hold on and take the break point? They got into the spinner. 100k score difference for Brazil. Very, very interesting development. Brazil taking on the breakpoint on Japan's Protect here, Foxy. Wow.
So yeah, as slightly predicted, Brazil just overall better on the mechanics here as they take the Noma 2. But yeah, this was still very close. This was a good protect by Japan. It's just the unfortunate misses from Shiumano and Muking that screwed them over here. With Shiga and Miski both FCing, I believe, unless there was a slider break that I didn't notice. As we see the 6S ranks in the lobby, just slider breaks from some of these players. But that is Brazil's point. Brazil takes a break point right back from Japan, stealing it from under their nose. As now Brazil, again, picking, has a lot of options. I will say I do not think that their Protect is a good option here purely based on the Nomad 5. And I believe instead just going into that speed, going into something like DT2, DT3 is kind of what you want to see here. That's kind of what I'm expecting Brazil to do, and I think DT2 is their best pick here.
Right, so we're going into the second ban phase here with Brazil banning first. I really don't know what Brazil gonna ban here. Probably something like Free Mode 1, I guess. But then again, I'm not really so sure myself. What do you think, Foxy?
I mean, it's kind of like Brazil has options, but this match is so close with both these teams being good. Also, yeah, I forgot that there's a ban phase. I am so stupid.
It's okay. And I think we have our answer here. Free Mode 1 being banned from Brazil. So that's my prediction right there. And I think it's a very good ban from Brazil, considering Japan is very good on a free mod, and it's basically a map that is every Osu player will play every day. So there's that.
Yeah, and there is also, now that we're waiting for Japan's ban, I believe that this is gonna be DT2. As I mentioned, it's probably Brazil's best pick, and I do highly believe that Japan does not want to go on speed against Brazil, because Brazil's a very good speed team. So that's kind of what you want to ban, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think in my opinion, they can go for something like DT3 ban as well. Those two DTs are very, very much towards the Brazil side, but they will go to ban DT2. So they are hearing your predictions here, Foxy.
I mean, yeah, this makes sense. That's good. I don't think Japan wants to play speed, especially after that Noma 2.
Alright, so that's the ban phase done, and we're going to go again here as Brazil is going to have the opportunity to pick one map here. What do you think is going to be that map? Is it going to be Noma 3 or is it going to be something else?
I don't think it's Noma 3. I highly doubt it, especially with how Noma 5 went. I believe Brazil kind of just lost their Protect because Noma 3 is just not a good map for them. That's something I feel like Japan's gonna pick soon because of the Noma 5. So I feel like
my god.
Okay, never mind. They're going Noma 3, which is actually very surprising in my eyes because I thought this is just something that Japan wants now. But I mean, these personal scores do speak louder than what we think. I will say they were pretty close on the Noma 5 for a lot of the map, so this does make sense to some degree, but it's definitely a risky pick.
Another risky pick here. Last time it was Nomad 5, this time it was Nomad 3. But it was their Protect, so it is very much respectable thing to do. But and then again, I'm not so sure myself. Is it going to be a landslide or is it going to be another edge, a nail-biting map right here? Because looking at the qualifiers, Brazil on paper does have a better score than Japan by 400k, but the qualifiers, Nomad 3 is quite different from this one.
Yeah, the qualifiers Noma 3 was more control and kind of swingy based, if I remember correctly. I might be misremembering. So this map, with this being way more snappy in qualifiers being a lot more flowy, it is a very different kind of map, so they're not really comparable. The old in them does change how you play, but I do believe that Japan can edge this one out. It's going to be a very close map regardless. Both of these teams are very good at all-team maps, especially as we saw earlier, No Mod 5. Brazil put up a respectable score, it's just that Japan put up an even better score than they did. So we'll have to wait and see how this one goes. We do see the good luck have funs coming in from the referee as well. As we start off Brazil against Japan on the No Mod 3, Brazil's protect here.
No Mod 3 is going to be the pick by Brazil. One of the songs that I think is very, very surprising for me as a No Mod 3 song. A song from the Love Life Nijigasaki, Diver Diva Power Spot, mapped by Noctian. We're going to start this No Mod 3 here. Our people are getting into this map pretty comfortable on the early starts here. A lot of the mids will be coming at the middle because the middle part is very, very hard to get consistent to if you're not playing it correctly, not doing your homework.
Yeah, we just have to wait and see. We are not seeing any early breaks here coming in. We are seeing the accuracy advantage on the side of Brazil currently, mostly because of Shiga and Shunmano's lower accuracies. But overall, currently Brazil holding it on their side very early in the map. There's a lot of map left here for Japan to start taking this over back to their side. Double break on Japan on the slow section. We see Lipe Exer trade that as well, but that's more detrimental to Japan as we get into the first KI.
First KI here, Brazil has the advantage 3-way FC with a much better accuracy than the 2 FCs from Japan. Nobody breaking right here as we're going into this section. Nobody breaking at the alt patterns, nobody breaking at the flow patterns here, Foxy. Still towards Brazil by 100k-ish. The 3-way FC is still holding strong. The combos are recovering from all players. Nobody gonna be breaking again. We're gonna see this spot here. One break coming in from Lanpins. That's helping Japan. That's helping Japan. It's getting pulled by Japan by little by little. But it's still a tug of war. Pretty much. Oh, Shiga breaking right there. That's big. That is huge. You do not want that. If you are Japanese, this is not something that you want to see. But Brazil, No Mod 3 pick here is very, very good from them. It's paying off at the middle of the map. Shiga smoking my bet right there. It's disheartening to see. But Lipe breaking right there, Foxy. Wait, what do you think?
I think Japan has a shot here. That supporting combo from Earl Grey and Yukiyama could have brought this back, but a complete collapse on Japan. Lanpins and Lipe X are breaking as well. And now the double FC, Sepia and Starkin pulling through, managing to hold their full combos, especially Sepia with a 99.4% FC currently. It's just gonna lock the score down. Yukiyama was a bancho break. Japan does have a shot here, but they do indeed break here. And now Brazil, their own protect, 300k advantage here as we're getting into the last third of the map. The attacker finds a break, but Lanpins is on that recovery as well. Sepia finds a break, but Starkin, FC, holding through, will not be letting Japan have even a little taste of an advantage on this map.
Brazil No Mod 3 protect is going their way, even though Sepia does miss from the 99% FC. It's still going towards Brazil, 300k score difference, and they can see it, they can see Brazil are holding on with the advantage. Starking will just glide through with that high score. It's just a matter of will Starking able to finish it out and close it with an FC right here. Just the final KI remaining. What is going to be the final verdict? Everybody is still holding on with their combos, consolidating, just holding on, just holding on. Nobody breaking at that section. Sepia gonna be breaking again, but he knows, Sepia knows they have done their job for this No Mod 3s. Yukiyama, another break, but that's not going to change the outcome of this match at all. Starking managed to get on with the KI and getting the FC here for Team Brazil.
That FC is just completely mental. That is just an insane performance by Starkin. Sepia and Lanpins put up a really solid support, and Lipexer as well. But unfortunately, Japan just could not keep up. Japan, very consistent scores. They have around 520k average, but it's just not enough to keep up with Starkin himself. as Japan. She got very good scores, Shimano as well, with good support from Yukiyama, Earl Grey, and now it's Japan's pick once again. Again, they have a lot of options here. I am getting a little not confident about the Hidden One, as Nomad 5, they did win, Nomad 3, they just lost. So the Hidden One, kind of risky, but it is an option that Japan can go for. There is also the entire DT pool besides DT2 open. DT1, DT3 are still open, Hard Rock 2 is open. Hard Rock 2, DT3 are probably what Brazil wants to really go into. That's probably going to be one of their next pick. And Japan, I would assume something like Hidden One and Nomad 1 are the maps that they're going to go into. Those seem like maps that they would love to go into, so we'll have to wait and see what they do.
I'm also not sure myself about what is going to be Japan's pick here. Hidden One, kind of a coin flippy map. On paper, it can go either side. Probably if you want to go something safe, you go Nomad 1. But then again, saying Nomad 1 is safe is like something that you don't want to say, especially if you're a tournament player. DT1 can be an option, but then again, Brazil is very good at the DT department.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm worried about, because even though DT3 is very oldie and it's something that I think Japan in probably any other matchup would like to, I really don't think that that against Brazil that's a good idea. DT3 is one of those maps that I think against specifically Brazil is a bad idea. So I really think that it's probably going to be Hidden One here. They pick Hard Rock 2 of all things, which is about on the other end of what I was expecting, as I know that Sepia really likes their Hard Rock, and as we saw earlier, we also have Lunpins who likes their Hard Rock as well. So this is a very risky pick, but it's definitely one that I don't think Japan's lost on, but it's not what I was expecting at all.
Surprising, Japan picking Hard Rock 2. If you look at the qualifiers, it is kind of in their favor, 1.9 versus 1.6. But then again, playing Hard Rock 2 feels like you're playing a gacha game, to be honest. What do you think, Foxy?
I will say, like, even though qualifiers, Japan wins, qualifiers was also light tech, and this is just linear aim, so these maps are so incredibly different that I really don't think they can be compared too much, which does mean that this is kind of a coin flip for Japan, and it's up to them if they can feel comfortable enough to perform on this. They're not a bad precision team by any means. Their qualifier result does show that they're very competent on Hard Rock precision. But it's kind of, again, up in the air because of how different this map is. Japan's not a bad aim team. They got a good score on Nomad 1 as well in qualifiers. But it's very much either if they can perform on this map specifically, or if Brazil's just going to be slightly better with Sepia and Lunpins. And obviously Jotampa and Registal there for support to go on this Hard Rock too. It's gonna be a hard one for Japan, but it is definitely possible.
2010 mapping by Crazy J is going to be what Japan is picking here to get their third point on the board. To be honest, I really don't know what's going to happen here. It feels like I'm watching someone going through a gacha game. So let's just gonna see who's gonna win this Hard Rock 2. Oh, Regisnalin will be kind of falling behind. There we go. We finally see everyone sync up. I will not trust any breaks coming in from the intro because Bancho likes to do some funny stuff, but I think Jotampa's missed his rail very early into the map, but that might be just an adjustment going into the Hard Rock. But Earl Grey missing on the circle. This one part that people can miss into. Lanpin's gonna be breaking at the 3 section. Oh, Yukiyama and Earl Grey breaking again. That's not something you want to see. This is Japan's pick, remember.
Yeah, we're just watching this. Mooking and Miyavi are the two people to look at currently. They're the two FCs on Japan they need to hold. And they need to hope that Jotampa, Dotsepia, or Regisnalin start breaking here. This is one of the more breakable sections in the entire map, especially as the square is going to be coming in soon. Earl Grey finds a break, but it's still just on the side of Brazil. They're building up even more of an advantage as we're getting into these back and forth. And it's just very much looking like Japan has mispicked in a brutal way as Brazil finds a break on Sepia. but it's just not enough currently. They need one more break for Japan to be able to bring this back.
And this is the more adrenaline section of the map. Miami got me breaking. That's very big for Brazil. Not something you want to see from Japan. Another break from Japan. And that score lead is gonna be growing here, Foxy, as Brazil still holding on with that combo. Some are pretty good accuracies as well, much better than what Mugen is doing right now.
Yeah, Mugen and Yukiyama, they're both trying to bring this over, and if Regisnal and Chitampa miss, there might be enough time. I don't think there is at this point. But Dotsepia, another break, trade-off with Earl Grey, and this seems like another mispick for the Japanese team, as I believe Brazil's gonna be taking this one.
Oh, another panic button gonna be used here as, okay, there we go, we're back again. Okay, Sepia holding on with the circle pattern right there and holding on at the burst section. Will everyone hold there? Oh, is that is that 2 breaks?
Wait, is that actually real? Wait, did everyone just break? Wait a minute.
Everyone just broke there. And I think the verdict of the map has been decided here, Foxy.
Yeah, we have to wait for Sepia to finish. Hold on. Okay,
there
we go. But yeah, Brazil.
There we go. I mean, to be fair, like, yeah, 400k score difference here. A tragic mispick from Japan. It was something that is surprising to see Japan picking Hard Rock 2. And Brazil, they have the comfort here. They have the match point. They have the map pick. They have that 2 DTs open right there. What do you think?
The thing is, right, even if Japan wins this breakpoint, which they have to win most likely DT3, which is an insanely big ask against Brazil, what do they pick really? That's my main worry here, because they only really have hidden one that I'm looking at, maybe no mod one if they want to be ballsy, but I really think Japan kind of just has to start performing a lot better than they've been until now. They need to take a breakpoint on most likely a speed map, which as we've seen with No Mod 2 is not their best skill set. And then they somehow need to win their point as well on either the very awkward No Mod 1, a flow heavy hidden one, or one of the remaining DTs, both of which are incredibly hard tasks for Japan to do, but they do have the players. So I think it's possible, but Japan just really needs to start putting up better scores here.
To be fair, I don't think Japan is that under advantage against Brazil at DT right here. They do have the players like you have mentioned. Oh, that's a timeout from Brazil. Okay, that makes things interesting here. Probably, I don't know. That timeout is really weird. Wait. Okay, so Brazil is gonna have to take some time here before they pick their map. So DT1 and DT3 is going to be something that we are looking forward to as Brazil's next pick. Also last pick, because after this is going to be Japan's pick, and whatever happens after that, it's going to be over. So yeah,
Yeah, it's currently just kind of up in the air. I feel like Japan can win. I really want the Japan to turn this around, for them to take this point, go to tiebreaker. That's not inspired by my pick'ems predicting them to win on tiebreaker, not at all. But
okay. So yeah, we're still waiting. So let's see what happened on the other side. Kazakhstan versus Belarus is also happening right now. It's 2-2. Belarus splitting up a fight here against Kazakhstan. Okay. Our pick'ems.
But yeah, Japan has a shot here, to be fair. We've not seen what's picked, and the fact that Brazil's throwing out a timeout is making me confident that they don't know what to pick. And if that's the case, then that's not ideal for for Brazil at all. They really need this confidence to pick something and to pick well. And if they fail, they can just give this to Japan. We see Hidden One get picked. Why does everything I predict for Japan get picked by Brazil? This is the third map.
What? Huh? Is that real? Hidden One is going to be picked by Brazil here. As the song hasn't changed yet, it's okay, it's okay. So Hidden One, something that is very flowy, something that we basically see just very similar. Like the qualifiers Hidden One.
Yeah, this is really flowy. This is also... Yeah. Oh,
Okay. So Hidden One, what do you think?
What I'm thinking, this map, right? Something about this map. It's similar to Quals in two ways. It's flowy. It's really flowy, similar to the Quals Hidden One, and it's another skill cap map because this is harder than a lot of the pool outside of like Hard Rock 1 and possibly. So, the Hidden One, a very brave pick. This is a kind of skill cap flow map, and that is something that Brazil is good at. But I also think that because of it being hidden, it's something that Japan will also really like. So it's kind of like 50-50, I believe.
Okay, so if we look at the qualifiers, Dotsepia getting 595k on the last Hidden One that we see. So probably that is the reason why they pick it right here, this Hidden One. But then again, it's 0.5. I think it's lower. Sorry, I think the difference is higher.
Yeah, it's 0.5. So it's half a star lower, which does like make it a little different because you know, Japanese players aren't that skill capped at this point. So it's something to look out for, and I do believe that Japan has a realistic chance of breakpointing this, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Going to be another gacha pick, something that Brazil have been picking again and again here, not going towards that DT. There we go, we see that. Good luck, have fun. And we're gonna start real soon as we see the Hidden One from Brazil and Japan.
Getting into this, we see Registal, Sepia, Lipe, Xer, and Hyper against Mugen, Miski, Miyavi, and Yukiyama. I believe these are the same rosters that they had on qualifiers. We see Mugen breaking early on, Lipe, Xer, Miyavi, and Yukiyama all breaking as well. As now it's just one FC with Mugen basically FCing against the triple FC and a little bit of support from Lipe Xer as Brazil takes the early lead on this map.
It's almost something you see, but Reg is gonna be breaking right there from Brazil. It does even out the score here somewhat, but it's still towards Brazil by just a little bit. That's another break that I see, but I cannot see the screen right now. Okay, there we go. Two FCs from Brazil still holding strong. Dotsepia and Hyper. Meanwhile, Lipe is recovering with the combo after that early mishap. And again, the early starts here is okay because you just played hidden after such a long time. Meanwhile, Japan is also consolidating. That's a break there from Brazil. Hyper gonna be breaking, and it's gonna be pulled by Japan as we going into this Ki. Nobody gonna be breaking at this section, but this part right here is very hard. Brazil is kind of having the much more accuracy lead, but it's going to be pulled by Japan because of the combos. Everybody are holding on. It is kind of flipping. Nobody gonna be breaking again, making us wondering who is going to take the lead here. Dotsepia gonna miss. That's a very huge miss. You do not want to see that, Brazil. Japan is on the driver's seat right now, Foxy.
Yeah, I am like, this is looking very Japan favored. Miyavi does find that break, but Miski, Mugen, and Yukiyama are just holding this down. They pinned it down on their side and they're dragging it over even closer and closer. As currently, despite going into the last Ki, there is still 1/3 of the map left. We're seeing Hyper with some combo, but he's so shaky. All of these patterns so easy to shake off of, but he's holding that combo. We're not seeing any breaks. Leebax are the first break we see here on the Brazilian side, and that's gonna seal the deal for Japan. Japan managing to take this break point. We are still in the map. There's still possibilities if Japan collapses, but currently just Mugen breaks. Hyper and Registal in the only combos. Hyper does break right before the spinner, and Japan is gonna be taking this break point. We're going to force 3 here.
That is a detrimental break point. Japan really needed that. Look at those shakes on those players. something that Japan really needs right here. As day one, 4-3, 400k score difference. This is something that was not expected to pick by Brazil, and and you look at that, Japan showing its true colors here at the hidden one. Miski with the FC, 97% accuracy, very, very respectable. Yukiyama just slightly behind with that early miss, but that what do you call it again? Reverse choke happening with Yukiyama, helping Japan to win their pick here. As now it is their pick. The most important pick, that score is wrong. Japan 4-3. It's okay. It's client things. Don't worry. So this is going to be very, very important pick here from Japan. What do you think here?
It's Nomad 1. Japan never picked
Really?
here. You don't want to go speed or high PPM, seeing how Nomad 2 went. And I really feel like Nomad 1 is the only realistic option that you have here. Unless you just want to gamble on Nomad 1 on the AR-10, but I really don't think Japan wants that. And going into DT ult against a team like Brazil, which have shown to be good at both ult and speed, it's just not what you want to do. Qualifier scores, I will say, are basically dead even on the DT3. I believe Japan's even better on the qualifier DT3. But this map is slightly different, and I do believe that Nomad 1 is just the better option than DT1 and DT3. But I do not know their scores, to be fair. If they're really comfortable on DT3, this match is completely possible to pick DT3, and they go into another timeout.
That is respectable. Of course you want a timeout like this. It feels like all three maps that are available on the pool right now, Nomad 1, DT1, DT3, it's all risky, it's all coin flippy, everything can go either way. I don't know, I mean, we're here to see a match, and a match is something we're going to see here. Again, I like what Foxy have been suggesting. Nomad 1 is something that I think on paper Japan might be Japan might be having a much better probability to win. Because if you look at DT, Brazil is actually also a good DT team, and we also see what happened at the Nomad 2. Japan's scores aren't that bad. It's not bad at all. It's just Brazil having much higher scores on the Nomad 2, so it's going to be it's going to be nail biting this match.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why timeout's being called. I think this is just a nerve reset because I don't think there's a discussion about the pick here. That's the thing. I think this is just a very clear Nomad 1, but I also think that Japan just wants to mental reset themselves. Because going from winning 2-1 to losing 4-2, getting a breakpoint on your opponent's pick, like, this has been an emotional roller coaster for Japan, and I think that just relaxing a little bit with a timeout is going to help them a lot. And whatever they pick, I feel like they will do good on, is just can Brazil outperform it, and are we going to see, I believe, the first tiebreaker of the 6-digit World Cup 2025. Is this the first tiebreaker? Let me actually recheck that. Yes, it would.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I am also feeling the shakes here, Foxy. Like, I don't know what they are going to pick. I think it can go either way. I don't know. It's unpredictable at this stage.
Yeah, like I feel like this is such a hard match to predict. Like, this has had so many emotions in it, if we can call it that. They do end up picking Nomad 1. I am going on mute for this map personally, just because I don't want to hear the song or muting the stream.
No,
but
we need to talk because the MCA.
Oh yeah, sure. Wait, we can't shut up because otherwise it's gonna be MCA. Wait, hold on. Okay, time to bring out the yapper. Time to bring out my inner Gamili to like not get this stream DMCA'd.
Let's go. I'm also channeling my inner Gamli here. Okay, Nomad 1. What do we think about it? It's awkward aim.
Yeah, it's
awkward
coin
aim. Flippy. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's a lot of different aim styles. There's a lot of normal aim in this as well. I am very happy they did not pick DT, because DT in this position would be arguably the worst thing you can do. But yeah, no mod 1 is just a lot of different aim styles. There's a lot of awkward aim in this, and to be fair, just quickly looking at the qualifier scores from the no mod 1, I am speaking over myself because of how quickly I have to speak to not get this stream DMCA'd. But yeah, so looking at the qualifier no mod 1s, yeah.
It is by Japan, yeah.
It's by Japan, but just barely. So I feel like this is kind of risky, but that is kind of what you have to go into when you're down to 4-3, to be fair.
This is going to be a nail biter. Even I am only commentating. I can feel the shakes here. I'm feeling the nerve. This is something that is very, very hard to predict. Just because it's no mod 1. It's no mod 1, and it's not a normal no mod 1. It's a awkward aim no mod 1. Everything could go wrong. Even if you're the best consistency player, missing on something like this is something that is like, it happens. It just happens. So we just have to see which player is going to pop off in the lobby right here. Okay, because of the song. Can I do football commentary?
Okay, hold on. Okay, I feel like the main people to be looking at are gonna be Shiumano and Yukiyama from the side of Japan, and obviously Dalsepia and Starkin from the side of Brazil, as we see all 4 of those players enter the lobby here. As we're slowly getting into it here, this is going to be another map that I feel like is going to be very coin flippy because of it being the nature of no mod 1, and this does have a lot of weird patterns that I feel like players are going to miss on. We do see a break from Lunpins coming in right at the start, giving Japan a little bit of leeway. This is not the longest map, so even that break can matter in the long run, but we'll have to see what happens here.
Yeah, this map is just a 2.5 minutes. Lunpins going to be breaking again, but traded by Mugenki. It's anyone's game here. Japan is on the advantage because of the accuracy. Starking is gonna be breaking right there. Something that you don't want to see if you're Brazil. As this map is very consistent, even though the map is very, very awkward, it's very half different. Oh, Lipe gonna be breaking! What is that? But Mugen gonna be breaking again. Oh, that's actually very bad. Just massive big breaks right there from Mugen, and that is going to be pulled by Brazil. You look at that. Sepia is holding on with the FC, helped by 2 of the teammates right here from Brazil. Japan has that 3-way FC, but you need the score from your teammates. All your teammates matter.
Yeah, here Japan just really needs to hold this combo. That triple FC is gonna skyrocket incredibly soon as we get into the last half of the map. But even then, Brazil is still very much in a position to start taking this at any moment. Lunpins does find a break, killing their chances a tiny bit, but if there's a slight collapse on Japan, Starkin and Sepia are going to be able to start taking this to their side, especially Sepia with that 98.86% accuracy. We see Mugen and Lipe Expert trading breaks. Shiumano is another person to break. That's an FC from the side of Japan gone. But as Starkin trades that, now it's 2 FCs versus 1, but Miyavi breaks. And now just Yukiyama against Sepia. The accuracies are giving Sepia a bit of an edge. Sepia having more supporting combo here as the score does flip over to Brazil very slowly. It's going there, and it does flip here.
So much better high accuracy as well, Foxy from Sepia. Yukiyama is holding on alone. Only Shiumani going at that precious supporting combo. The map is going to be done. Is it going to be a Brazil breakpoint? We just have to see. Sepia is still holding on with the FC. Landpins with a supporting combo alongside with Starkin and Lipe. Mugen can be breaking again. Something that you don't want to see. It's Japan's pick, remember. This is closing out. It's closing out. Brazil 150k score difference. Is it going to be map? Is it going to be map? Landpin's gonna be breaking right there. Also break from Lipe. Oh, it's done. 150k to Brazil. Oh my god.
That is going to be a win for Brazil. My pick comes destroyed, but Brazil's chances of moving on through the bracket just went up. Sorry, I just have to. But yeah, so Brazil going to be moving on through the winners bracket, knocking Japan down with a solid 5-3 victory, just barely clutching it out on the no mod 1 after the massive mispick that Hidden 1 was. As now Japan going to be getting knocked down. I am going to quickly recheck who they play in the losers bracket. I believe they're going to be playing against the Switzerland, which is going to be an interesting match, and Brazil against the United States next week, which are both going to be very fun matches to see. But for now, the Brazilian team is going to be winning this match. Congratulations to the Brazilian team. Even with their captain missing, they managed to clutch it out with a 5-3 victory. And a best of luck to the Japanese team here in the losers bracket. That's been everything from us. We've been glad to see you, and we'll be seeing you next time. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye. Match in 17 UTC. Bye everyone.
I got done all by the captain for Brazil, so
There's a match like real soon, so it's okay.
yeah.